How do you articulate how it feels to feel like you're being hunted and that your family members have a target on their backs?
Anti-Asian hate crimes in America increased over 73% in 2020. The same year, a global pandemic sourced to Wuhan, China, plagued the nation. As a whole, hate crimes rose only 13%, displaying a large disproportionality. A Stop AAPI hate report discovered over 9,081 anti-Asian incidents since the beginning of COVID-19. The highest amount of hate crimes reported to the Department of Justice were between the months of March and April 2020, during the time that California declared a state of emergency with the start of the spread of COVID-19 in the U.S. But the hate continues beyond that year. Physical assaults against Asian people rose from 10.8% to 16.6% between 2020 and 2021.
There's been a recent surge of anti-Asian hate crimes, and what is alarming is that largely against the elderly.
People express to us, allies even, how surprised they are that we're being targeted. I say to them, why can't you believe it? This has been happening for hundreds of years.
To understand the present and future of Asian discrimination, we must turn to the past of America. Chinese people were blamed for the declining wages and rocky economy and were hence declared ineligible for naturalization, and any immigration from China was suspended for a full 10 years. A decade later, the original act was extended 10 more years and further required all Chinese immigrants to carry their documentation with them at all times. While a new century dawned, discrimination against Asians had no cease. Osama versus United States maintained government's ability to deny Japanese immigrants citizenship. With World War II devastating the globe, Executive Order 9066 was promptly authorized, imprisoning over 100,000 people of all ages with Japanese heritage.
My parents and grandparents and most of my relatives were incarcerated by the U.S. government during World War II.
A century after the Chinese Exclusion Act, Chinese American Vincent Chin was beaten to death by two white men.
The two murderers never spent a day in jail.
COVID-19. That name gets further and further away from China as opposed to calling it the Chinese virus.
President Trump blamed the coronavirus on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. What did you think was going to happen?
We must hold accountable the nation which unleashed this plague onto the world, China.
Kung flu.
Kung flu. We continue our relentless effort to defeat the Chinese virus.
When our previous president started blaming the Chinese, I knew things were going to go badly, because I knew that, things would happen. Things always happen in these instances when ethnic minorities are blamed.
We need people at the top who are in leadership positions to be able to be realistic and tell the truth, right?
And so here we are, living in the age of a looming pandemic, with Asian countries and people used as a scapegoat to place the blame.
The second pandemic that we have faced is also a virus. It's a virus of racism that we have faced.
Asian discrimination is deeply embedded in American culture. It now lies in the hands of federal government and in your hands to address and eliminate our personal biases and to respect and protect each other.